I've told this personal story before, and I'll love to tell it again in this video. It happened in the year 2006. I was a new student in a polytechnic, and like everybody who just got admission into a school of higher learning, I was thrilled by different people who came from different parts of my country to attend the school I was. I excitedly made friends with everyone I could come across, and before I knew it, I already had tens of people as my friends. Then I came across a book titled An Enemy Called Average. And reading this book, I read something that went like, your life will be the same in the next 5 years as it is today, except for the people you have as friends and the books you read. Without a doubt, I knew what this quote means is that if I hang around with average people, I'll end up like them. So I sat down to make a list of all my friends. I then started asking myself, with what I know about this man, where is he likely to end his life in the future? With everything I know about this lady, where is she likely to be in the next 10 years? Whenever my answer is negative about an individual, I simply cross them out of my list. So after this exercise, I was left with about 3 people who were positive-minded and proactive about their dreams. You see, Oprah Winfrey said, surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. And I think this is one of the best advice anyone can ever give you. If you're between the ages of 15 and 40, this channel was created for you, so make sure you subscribe. Now, let's get into the business. Do you know any successful person whose best friend is a failure? Probably not. You can't be successful and have your best friends among failed individuals, because if your best friends are failures, you wouldn't have been successful in the first place. Your diet determines your health. Think about this for a moment. Your diet is responsible for your health, and every one of us can agree about that. We all know that if you eat junk foods, you'll have junk health or a junk body. We all know that if you eat unhealthy foods, you might end up being unhealthy or even die untimely. What we don't know is that diet isn't food alone. As a spiritual person, I believe that we have a spirit, mind, and body. Let's say you don't believe that you have spirit, of course. You do know that you have a mind. Now, just as your body needs and consumes food every day, your mind needs food as well, and you'll get this food by what you hear, read, and watch. The problem about being in the company of negative people is that if they are your friends, they have more influence on your mind than ordinary YouTube videos because you hear from them again and again. And the negative programming is unconscious, so you won't even know that anything is happening in your life. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Your diet determines your physical health, and what you listen to determines the health of your mind. And who you respect and call your friends too have more power over what you believe and think than most people. The call that gave me sleepless nights. One day in the year 2008, I was on a phone call with one of my friends, and as we were talking, he told me that he had set a goal to read about 100 books in the next 3 months. While such a goal was crazy and probably impossible for anyone who has a job like I did, that my friend was determined to read 100 books gave me a sleepless night. I was asking myself, what am I doing with my life? How can I read 1 book per month when my friend is on his way to read 100 books in 3 months? The above story is one of the ways by which your friends influences who you are. If they invite you enough for a party, one day you'll follow them. If they tell you about the books they are reading, even if you don't like reading, one day you'll try and read. If they complain and make excuses about everything, even if you are the most positive human in the world, at some point you'll start reasoning with their views. A proverb in my country says, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. It's that simple. I don't need you to tell me who you are, I only need you to show me 3 of your best friends. If I can know who your best friends are, I can tell you who you are. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. How to know the right friends for you? Some people watching this video may want to ask me, how do I know the right friends for me? The answer is very simple. The right friends for you are the people who are positive and proactive about life and their goals. It's that simple. If you know anyone who doesn't complain about everything and who is very proactive about their goals, that's the right person to make your friend. The reason for this is very simple. People who make excuses often blame other people for their woes, and because they don't take responsibility for their lives, they rarely ever get anything out of life. And if they are your friends, they will talk you into being who they are. Proactive people are always on the run. I love to call them actors. They don't make excuses and they don't have a negative worldview. They look for what they have power over and endure the pains of discipline. Yes, these people are very few in the world, but you can get one or two of them to be your closest friends. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Another thing I should tell you is that you can't ever have friends who are positive and proactive until you try to become like them. It's human nature. Nobody loves to be around anyone opposite to them. The smartest people around you cannot allow you into their midst until you show signs of being like them. How do you do this? Read books. Read books. Read books. I don't know any smart or positive individual who doesn't learn, and learn. The more you learn, the better your worldviews will be, and the more attractive you'll become for other positive-minded individuals. Do I mean you should hate poor and average people? No, that's not the message of this video. Every human being deserves to be loved, but not everyone deserves to become your friend. I have a lot of acquaintances. We can meet once in a while and share some jokes. If they are my family, I can give them calls on Christmas and other days. I love these people, but they are not my friends, and that's the difference. Now, this is what I need you to do now. Sit down and make the list of 5 of your closest friends. Then ask yourself, with what I know about Joe, where is he likely to end his life? Don't be carried away by emotion. Take my words seriously, because you are who your friends are. To achieve meaningful success in life, you must hang around other people who want to achieve success. You can fly like eagles when your friends are chickens. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. If you like this video, watch more videos on our channel and share this video with your friends. We love you.